You guys, I said I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't going to put my stencils in an album. I've seen others do this and it looks really nice and organized, but I know myself and I didn't want to have to pull a whole album off the shelf or put the stencils back into the page protectors. Oh, the humanity, I know. But the baggies are just so easy and I had the perfect spot for them on my shelf. But as I'm collecting more of these wonderful 12 by 12 stencils, I knew I needed a better system to find what I was looking for. So I got an everyday life album and we're gonna try this. I chose this album because it's not bulky. It's pretty thin, maybe 1.5 inches on the outside with 1-inch binder rings inside. I want it to be easy to grab, easy to flip through, and fit in the narrow spot on my shelf. At first I was going to do just my 12 by 12 stencils, but I've found a way to fit all of my stencils. So let's go ahead and open this up. So we've got the nice faux leather, you open it, it's got some protection inside. This is all trash that we can throw out now, and here is the 1-inch ring. Now, I didn't want to use my really nice page protectors for this. I have a bunch of old page protectors that I got back in the day that I don't use anymore because now I use close to my heart's really nice ones. But I have all of these that have just been sitting at the bottom of my pile of page protectors for years. I knew I'd find a use for them someday, right? You don't want to throw stuff away. I think these came from Costco. Do you guys remember when Costco carried page protectors like years ago? They were great for the time. All right, so I've got all these page protectors. That should be enough, hopefully. And then I even have excess cardstock in this same julep color. This is a retired color, but the album is still available. And I have a whole bunch of cardstock. I have even more of this. So the plan is we're gonna put a piece of cardstock in each of these. And then we can have a stencil on each side. All right, so I've done a few now. This is definitely the move. Put one on each side and slide them in together like this. Now, the only question is when I take one of these out to use, is it gonna be a pain in the butt to get it back in, just that one? Am I gonna have to take out all of both sides and slide them all back in together? Like this one, that's real floppy. Okay, let's try this. Do my project, ready to put it away after I clean it. You know, a couple days later. Do you guys take a couple days to clean your stencils too? Sometimes I'm good about it. Okay, so that one was easy to get in. That one's not as floppy. Let's see about the floppy ones. All right, I use this stencil, okay? Ready to put it away. There's a lot of little edges that get caught. This one's floppier. Got a lot of stuff underneath. Okay, so I've got my hand under here. I've got another hand on top. We're gonna slide. Okay, it's not too bad, but I can imagine, you know, use a few of these, don't put them back right away. They pile up. Eventually, I'll put them all away. I mean, is that how you guys roll too? I'm gonna finish this and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, I've got two that I'm gonna cut to 6 by 6. This little rainbow one already has all the arcs in there. There's 3 arcs, and then this one is a kind of like a build-a-rainbow. So I am just going to cut these down, hold it to the 6 inches, and I'm gonna be really careful, hold this tight so it doesn't shift, and then carefully cut between there. I think I've got to do 2 passes. Still a little stubborn. So I'm just gonna get my little scissors and snip right there where it was stubborn. Okay. So now on this one, I'm going to, let's get in frame here. I'm gonna look at actually where the pattern is. It's really hard to see, probably even harder on camera. But I've got that lined up in the middle, and I'll hold it really tight in place, and now this time I'll go 2. That cut clean, so perfect. And I have an idea now for storing my smaller stencils in the same binder, so hang tight and I'll show that to you. So my smaller stencils are all over the board. I've got the 6 by 6 ones like I just cut. I have some homemade ones. This is a little smaller than 6 by 6, I think. That's one I just cut on my Cricut, close to 6 by 6.
I have some really small ones. These were all just a bunch of little patterns that were all on a 12 by 12, and I decided to cut them all down. So I've got these little tiny ones, more 6 by 6. I've got card front size. So I was trying to think, like, what do I want to put these in? Do I want to try to, I don't want them in a 12 by 12 page, because that's just too big. I've got these ones that are a little bigger. I think these are like 4 by 4, a little bigger than those tiny ones. So I found these page protectors. I think they're 8 by 8. They already have the paper inside. Oh, they are side loading. I'm not sure I'm gonna love that, but we'll try it out. So the other problem is the holes are in the wrong spot. So I'm just gonna punch another hole, can I speak? Another hole. So it'll be like this, and then I'll just punch a hole here. And then I'll probably just put a whole bunch together, like all of these 4 by 4. They're all just a bunch of little, just fun little textures. So I think I'll just like throw those all in together. I think the side load is gonna be a problem. You know what I might do? I might cut the top and tape the side. So like my card front stencils, this actually like builds a plaid look. So they all go together. So I think I'll put them like in the pocket together. And then like these ones, they all came in a pack, but they don't necessarily go together. So I might put those individually. So I'll do the same thing as I did with all the other ones. So let's put these in, and then I'll come back and show you how that looks. It's a moment of truth. Let's see how this turned out. I've got all of my stencils in here, little up to 12 by 12. So open it up, and you'll notice I ended up using some smaller page protectors. These are 6 by 6 page protectors. These are the ones from Close to My Heart. So they're nicer ones, but it's all I had for 6 by 6, so they will work. And I put the same paper in here. So I just cut it down, into 4 6 by 6 pieces. And this is storing those little tiny stencils that I had and the 4 by 4 ones. And I just put them all together. And then for the ones that are a little bigger, like my card front stencils, I put those just single ones so I can see what I have. I think this is going to work pretty well. So the ones like the Build a Rainbow ones that go together, I put all 4 of those in one pocket. And then the other side, I have a different stencil. So this is the rainbows that are already, all together. And then all my 6 by 6 stencils are in here. So these are all ones that I cut down from 12 by 12, or these are ones that I purchased at a store. I think these are mixed media stencils. So they slide in really easily. They're not too tight. And then I've got some random sizes, ones that I cut on my Cricut, all of these ones. And then we have slightly bigger ones. So I just used 2 of the 8 by 8 ones, and these ones fit the slimline size better. And since they're skinnier, I was able to fit 2 per side, so I can still see what it is. And I only have 3 of them, so I was able to fit them all in one page protector. And then I did end up trimming off the tops because I wanted to be able to fit these larger ones in and just be able to pull them in and out. This is a random size that I made on my Cricut, as is this one. So those fit in the 8 by 8 really well. And then I've got my 12 by 12s. So I put these in the order of how I use them. So this is my like beachy, tropical ones that I've been using on my sister's Hawaii album. Some like explore ones for all the outdoor layouts I do, travel. These ones are at the front are still available, at least for a couple more months. And then when the new core catalog comes out, I think we're going to have more stencils, so I'm excited about that. So these are some older stencils that are no longer available, but I still love them, and just have them in order of how I think I'll use them. And then at the very back, I've got my last page protector that I have left from that Costco pack. And then I just put a couple of little cardstock ones that I use. But if I get another 3 pack, I've got this, and the back of this. and I can stick these little clouds somewhere else, or they're just cardstock, so you know, a couple more uses and they won't really be good anymore anyway. But yeah, so that is what I did. And then I had all of these bags left over. So if you have the stencils from Close to My Heart and you've got these bags left over, these bags are great for storing cardstock or paper in because they're a little bigger than 12 by 12. So if you have a bunch of paper or cardstock that doesn't have a bag, you can recycle them for that. The smaller ones, you know, I don't know, find a use for them or just recycle them. So I'm done with all of these bags. And then if you wanted to label them, you could too, so you know which pack they're from. You could even put the item number on. I really like this Brother P Touch. This is my preferred labeling thing. So I think I'll do that once I know that I'm happy with this. I don't want to go through all that work if this isn't working for me. But yeah, so let's see how it looks on my shelf.
I had this magnet board and my Make Art station on that little shelf too. So when I took those out, I was able to have enough room for the album. Now it's easy to pull on and off the shelf, so hopefully this system will work for me. I would love to know in the comments below if you use a system like this or how you store your stencils. I'm sure we would all benefit from your experience. If you're interested in more organization, I have a stamp and die organization video, and I also have a full craft room tour that I did recently, pre-organized stencils. So those are on the screen for you right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a like if you did, and subscribe if you loved a scrapbook. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.